Hello, good morning. Yeah, welcome to Zidalic Creation. All right, so we want to learn how to cut a shirt, a corporate shirt. That's what we're about doing now. How to cut a corporate shirt, and we're working with this measurement. I don't know if you can see. We're working with this measurement. We're working with shoulder 14, chest 31, waist 28, shirt length 25. The round neck is 14 and the hip is 31. Same with the chest measurement. So alright, let's go into what we have for today. Alright, so first of all, we're going to take the chest, the length of the shirt. And what we have here, as you can see, what we have here is the length of the shirt here is 25. So it's a shirt, it's not a senator. So we're going to measure 25 plus 1 inch, making it 26. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to measure 25. Sorry, so I don't know if you're seeing it. This is 25. Or let me bring it this way. This is, so like I said, 25 is the shirt length, then 1 inch, making it 26. So this is what we have here. This is 26. So I'm going to take it down. 26. I'm trying to make sure the paper is straight. Maybe I'll have to do some ironing next. So I'm going to rule a straight line. So that's what we have. So now we've gotten the length of the shirt. We're going to take in our button allowance. For me, I use 2.5. I use 2.5 for my button allowance. So this is what I have, 2.5. So the reason why I had to mark like this is because my ruler is not long enough to go from one end to the other. So that's why I had to do this in order to get an accurate line. So okay, so that's our 2.5 inch. So that's our 2.5 inch. So let's mark the 1 inch seam allowance just so that you will understand and not be confused. Okay, so this is the actual length of the shirt, which is 25. Then this is the additional 1 inch allowance for folding, joining, and everything. All right, so to get your waist, usually the length of the blouse divided by 2, then you go up by 1 inch. Now the length of the blouse is 25. 25 divided by 2, that's we have 12 and a half. 12 and a half. So if you go up by 1 inch, you're going to have 11.5. So this is it. So we have sorry, I said going up. Sorry, I was supposed to come down by one, not up. So we're coming down. So the half of the shirt measurement is 25. So now we're coming down by 1 inch. So half is 25. 25 divided by, sorry, 25, the length of the shirt is 25. 25 divided by 2 is 12 and a half. So we are coming down by 1 inch to get the waistline. You can as well measure the waistline of your client, but if you don't have the opportunity to measure their waistline, you just come down by 1 inch. So we'll have 13. That's what we'll have. So we'll have 13 and a half, sorry. We'll have 13 and a half. Okay, so that's what we have, 13 and a half. So now I think we have done the waistline, the shirt, the length of shirt. Now I want to go to the shoulder. For the shoulder here we have 14, which is half of 14 is 7, then plus half, which is 7 and a half. So that's what we have. So for a shirt, I'm coming down with 1.5 inches for the slant, the shoulder slant. So I'm coming down by 1.5 inches for the shoulder slant. So we're going to take it. Remember I said 1.5 inches for the shoulder slant. So that's it. So this 1.5 inch for the shoulder slant. All right. So now for the front, we're coming down. We're not doing the regular shoulder divide by 2 to get the armhole depth here, and reason is because we're going to cut, the back is going to overlap the front, like with like 2 inches, between 1.5 to 2 inches. The back will overlap the front, let's say 1.5 inch. So if the shoulder, like this shoulder now, here we have 14 inches. So if we're dividing it by 2, we're supposed to have 7 inches for the depth of the armhole. But now we've removed 1.5 from here. We've removed 1.5 from the shoulder slope. So from here, if we remove 1.5 from 7, we're going to get 5.5. So okay, let's get this 7.5. I'm trying to make it accurate. Okay, so this is, so we're going to get from here, instead of using the 7 inches, since we've removed 1.5 here, remember the back is going to overlap the front by 1.5. So now we're going to take 5.5. So we're going to take 5.5. So 5.5 is the armhole depth. I hope you understand. Okay, so I'm going to get this here. This is 7.5, which is the shoulder slant. I'm sorry, the shoulder measurement. So now we have our 5.5 inch here. So this is the 5.5. That's the 5.5. Sorry, I just want to indicate it. So this is the 5.5. The 5.5 for the armhole depth. Remember, like I said, we took out 1.5 inches for the shoulder slant. We are going to add it to the back. I hope you understand. So here we have 5.5 for the armhole depth. By the time we cut the back, you understand, when we get there, by the time we cut the back, it will overlap and you see it will be complete. That is, the 7 inch will be complete. So with this, we are going to so what we have here is 5.5 inches. So okay, so that's it. That's for that. Then I think we're going to impute our chest measurement, waist measurement, and hip measurement. Now I said our chest is 31. So 31 divided by 4. If you divide 31 into 2, you are going to have 15 and a half. So 15 and a half divided by 2. So what are we having? 15 and a half divided by 2. We're going to have 7 1/4. 7 1/4. 7 1/4. We're going to have 7 1/4. 7 1/4 plus 1 inch. Okay. Then for the waist, we are using 28 here. So that will be 7. That will be 7 plus 1 inch. That will be 8. Then here, same 7 1/4 plus 1 inch, 8 1/4. So that's what we have here. So I'm going to join them together. Okay. I hope you're understanding what we're doing here. We'll join them together. Good. So this is what we have here. This is what we have here. So now remember, like I said, this is the button allowance. We took 2.5 inch for this. Then I told you about the armhole depth, 5.5, because of we've omitted 1.5 inch from here. So now we're almost through with the front. We want to take the neck width and the depth. This is a very crucial part of the measurement. Now they have some standard measurements, like for the neck, the round neck of round neck 17, they take the 2 3/4 and 2.5. But for this, since we are doing it for a teenager, the measurement is for a teenager, we are going to use 2 inch wide, 2 inch deep. Now it is better to have it small, then you can trim out down. For it to be wide, it will be difficult. You know how it works. It will be difficult for you to get it in place. So it is better it is small, then you can always trim out for the neckline than for you to make it wide. So now we are going to use 2 inch by 2 inch. So that's what we have. So I'm trying to look for my curve. Okay, let me use this. Okay, so this is what we have. So this is our curve for the front. While we're going to take the armhole, this is 5.5. Middle of 5.5 is 2 3/4. We'll go in by 1/2 inch, and we take the slant. All right, so this is what we have here. I hope you understand. Sorry, here we are to come up. Don't worry, when we get to the back, we'll draft everything together so there will be no mistake. All right, so this is for the front, so we'll get to the back shortly.